Ready. Play.
I mean, would you say that Ons was out of gas more than the nerves then? Was it physical?
Both.
Was it physical more than
Both.
mental?
I thought
Both.
it was everything. I thought, the way Ons was able to shake it off against Andreescu, right, on center court. And
Yeah.
Andreescu obviously helped her in that 4-all game. And Ons had enough in the tank, but there was something about that final 1 year later, trying to get what was her ultimate dream. It all caught up to her. The fact that she went out there to practice on center court, it was the windstorm. It was a terrible wind. It was the worst wind I'd ever seen at Wimbledon in my 45 years. So and then there were some showers. And so between everything, they were going to close the roof. So they offered either one of the finalists the opportunity to practice on center. Vondrousova stuck to her routine. She still went to Orangi. And then when Ons came out, we were watching on the monitor. Couldn't believe it. Wearing all black shorts and a T-shirt on center court. It was so like, wait, stop, go back, change. And she played for like 7-8 minutes before somebody came and told her, that one of the officials told her she needed to change. That is not the way you want to have your half-hour warm-up before a final. And then also, I don't understand why she came out like 8 minutes early from the locker room to, because ESPN, who I was working in the studio, and we always show as soon as the finalists leave the locker room and they're in the common area where you can show them on a camera. And literally, she was 8 minutes early. So I don't understand. I don't understand. It seemed, even from my distance, like she wasn't in her routine. And you need to be in your routine in a final.
Something I noticed of watching the final back was how much of it looked like Ons was rushing. So it's interesting to say she came out 8 minutes early. There were a lot of points where it felt like she was trying to pull the trigger too quickly, or trying to. It didn't. She was going for winners, or kind of trying to be as aggressive as possible. I'm thinking beginning of the second set when she went that early break down, particularly, she came from that bathroom break and she's like, right, I got to come out swinging. And I think Miles was on a point like her headspace was a little bit scrambled, and sort of what I was expecting maybe when someone's battling the nerves or being a bit disrupted, you'd say there was a little more tightness in there, a little bit less on the shots. I think there was a little less on the serve. But the indications were it was a little bit of both. It was almost trying too hard in many ways. I don't know if that's maybe what you saw.
Well, yeah, to me, physically she looked okay. She just didn't look okay emotionally. And I know she has her mental coach with her. And they had spoken, Melanie, I can't remember her last name, but anyway, Melanie and Ons had spoken outside the locker room one-on-one for several minutes before the semifinals. And then when Ons came out 8 minutes early, originally when I saw that, I'm like, okay, she wants to find Melanie. She wants to talk to Melanie. And then Melanie did appear, but it was just like, I don't know. It was just, and look, a final feels so different from a semi or a quarter. It's like nothing else. And even though Ons had been in 2 others, it's almost like a fingerprint. Each and every final has its own, thumbprint, its own unique profile. And whatever it was, this final did not gel with Ons at all.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.